Hi, my name's Olivia and today we're going to talk about some student life hacks to get you ready for university. So maybe you've never cooked anything in your life, and that is absolutely fine, but you definitely need to learn some basics before you go to uni. Make sure you know how to cook some pasta, some really just simple dishes. There's so much information online, and I'm sure your parents and friends can help you out with that as well. One of the best gifts that I got before starting university was definitely a student cookbook. These are just some that I have. They always have really easy meals, 5-minute, 10-minute meals. They're always really affordable and they're literally catered for students. So if you're stuck for ideas, definitely grab yourself a student cookbook. Also, make sure you go to the supermarket with a list. Plan your meals for the week, maybe using your book, and then write a list out and only get what's on your list. And that way it's easy to keep to a budget. No one likes to clean, especially like the toilet, but I think my top tip for this is just clean as you go along. If you make some food or if you do something in your bedroom, just clean up after yourself. It's really not that hard. You don't want to be the person that's leaving stuff in the kitchen or leaving a mess on the floor. Literally just clean as you go, and that way it shouldn't be too overwhelming and shouldn't become too overbearing and time consuming. Now, you might not have used a washing machine before. Don't feel silly, like I didn't before I went to uni either. All I did was ask my mum for some tips before I left. She showed me how to use the washing machine and gave me sort of a little bit of a tutorial. I did a few loads at home, made sure I knew what clothes went in with each other, and just had like a general idea before I left. Also, a thing you need to think about is how are you going to dry your clothes? Are you going to use a dryer? What facilities are available at your accommodation? Do you have a clothes horse or an airer or whatever you call them? How are you going to dry your clothes? For your finances, it's really important to have a budget, so make sure you know exactly what's incoming and what's outgoing. How much of your student loan are you using on what areas, and what do you need to pay for? Is there areas that you could save? Really make use of like student discounts and offers and things like that. Make sure you're leaving yourself a little bit of money for a treat here and there. You don't want to go overboard, but you still need to, have a treat, have a takeaway. Make sure you're getting what you want as well. Another thing for uni is to have a dedicated space for all of your important bits and bobs. So this is a drawer that I know anything important, it's going to be in here. So not the most professional filing system in the world, but it's simple and it's easy and it works. So these two folders hold some important documents. So the first one holds all of my student loan stuff. So any letter they've ever sent me, any information I need to access my information, things like that. And then in the other folder, it's all of my other stuff. So anything to do with work, to do with driving, literally anything else. And then it goes in there. Another thing before you go is definitely register with your GP. You don't want to get there, become ill, especially in the height of coronavirus, and then realise you're not registered anywhere. Maybe your tooth starts aching and you can't go see a dentist because you're not registered, so make sure you register yourself. My friend actually caught herself in quite an unfortunate situation with this, where she hurt herself on Freshers Week and she had no GP to go to, so she ended up sitting in A&E for hours when really it could have just been a GP appointment. So hopefully you don't need one, but just in case, it's always best to be safe than sorry. My final tip is don't be afraid to ask for help or advice. I'm glad you're watching this video right now, and don't be afraid to reach out to people when you get there. Everyone's in the same boat, everyone's going through the exact same thing as you. So if you're unsure about something in particular, even if it is just something simple like how to use the washing machine, ask around, ask your flatmates, ask anyone, and I'm sure they will be happy to help you, and you are not silly for not knowing where things are or how things work. And most importantly, have fun. It's university, it's a great experience. Thank you so much for listening.